Hello online pipe community, Ethan, Parsimonious Piper here, and today it is time for another Parsimonious pipe. Today's Parsimonious pipe is a little Briarlee Stroller, kind of an Apple mini author shape. Very nice little pipe, nice little rustication. In it I am smoking the blend of the week. This week it is Aaron Moore Flake. We shall see by Tuesday if I have had enough of this to give it a fair shake. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at this pipe. This pipe came to me fairly clean except for the rim, so there aren't before and after pictures for everything. You can see the rustication is kind of it's been worn down a little bit. I've got another pipe that's similar to this where the rustication stands out a little more. The edges are a little crisper. This one has seen some use, but the rest of it came pretty clean. The stem did not have a lot of oxidation on it to begin with, but it did have some flaws, which we will see here. Take a look at that stem over there. You can see some bite marks. We'll get some closer pictures of what I did to it. I've primarily included this one so that you can see the before and after on the rim. It had some caked on lava. No real charring though. All of that came off, and I suppose I could restain the whole thing, strip and restain the whole thing to get that coloration to come out more even, but chances are really good the longer I use it, that rim is going to just soot right back over. Now let's take a closer look at this stem. And here is where I'm going to share my failures as well as my successes. This stem had a nifty little tooth mark right there at the edge of the button. So what did I do? I filled that in with black super glue. What I didn't do this time that I have done in the past, I did not mix that super glue with some food grade charcoal to get a nice, more even black. I scrubbed it out so that it was clean, but if you look at the picture on the bottom, you can see that the tooth mark is in fact filled in, and that the bottom, or the top of this stem rather, is glass smooth. But that didn't just disappear into the stem material. This black super glue that I used, I don't know if it collected dust while it was drying or what happened here. It just didn't come out nice and shiny black. Like I said, perfectly smooth. If I were doing this for somebody else, no, I wouldn't be satisfied with that. I would sand through it and redo it. However, I'm doing this for myself, and all I cared about was getting it smooth again. You can see something similar here on the bottom. The tooth marks are even more pronounced and deeper in this case, and the super glue filled them in rather nicely. That bit on the bottom, the button, is very, very smooth, and the stem part of it exceedingly smooth. However, those marks are still visible. That super glue did not blacken the way I had hoped it would. Last but not least, a look at the internals. It cleaned up nicely. It wasn't too dirty to begin with, just need a little bit of alcohol run around those metal bits to get the brown off, and just a tiny touch with sandpaper, and you get them back to nice and shiny. So things don't always work out when you're restoring a pipe. Like I said, I would go back and redo that stem if I were doing this for somebody else. It's nice and smooth, but not nearly as pretty as I would like. To tell you the truth, those things are not nearly as visible to the naked eye as they are under digital photography. The camera simply does not lie, folks. But you don't see them that much this way. At any rate, for $33 and change, strollers are getting harder to find, and I was pretty happy with that because it, other than that stem, it really did not require a whole lot of work, just a little rim cleanup. So, well, folks, get out there, look for some estate pipes that might fit your bill. These Briarlees, as a second line of my beloved Pipe by Lees, I really like them, and these little strollers, well, fantastic for strolling. So while you're out there hunting for an estate that you like something you like, enjoy your afternoon.